Here Robles, Chica de la Ola Ola, you are facing off against Tiffany Avatar, Kaiju Pro Wrestling. What are your thoughts going into that match?
First of all, this should come as no surprise as I had won the #1 contendership back in March. And you guys know the Phoenix title is blue, and I have a beautiful red belt from Warrior Breed Wrestling. And you guys know red, blue, and the star of the island, La Chica del Ola Ola, would make a great flag of representation carrying more titles back home. God knows that title seriously needs a vacation with me.
All right, so what are your thoughts for Tiffany?
She's the cotton candy princess. She's so used to getting sweet and everything. She's gonna get cavities not only on her tooth, but she's gonna get a really, really bad heartache when she loses that title. So girl, I don't even know why you're trying. Like, you're double shotted. What are you doing?
All right, make sure you get your tickets for Kaiju Pro Wrestling in Bristol, Connecticut.
You better get your tickets.
Nair, we were supposed to wrestle the last Kaiju show, and things didn't go as planned. But I don't want you to worry about this show because the princess is 100% ready to go. And while you want to sit there and talk about, oh, I'm going to take your title because I think it would look good with my colors, there is nobody better at matching colors than your favorite princess, the cotton candy princess, and that's me, Tiffany Avatar. So while you want to talk about how my title would look good with yours, I actually think that your titles would look good with my white title and my Phoenix blue title. So since you're not the one putting your title on the line, we'll cross that for another day. But in the meantime, at Kaiju on Sunday, August 25th, you are not getting your hands anywhere near the princess's property because I worked too hard for it, and you are just simply not in Candyland, so you can't beat me.
I just want to say that was super rude of you to walk away from me earlier.
Talking to the New York State champion, you're going to have to pay up.
Do you take Kale?
Dude, goodbye. Whipwreck, Cation, doesn't matter.
We'll see what happens, but it looks like we have a special guest.
Get my earplugs on.
No. You was looking for Tina, and then you talk about people.
Dominate tonight, all right? The Dirty Deeds, they got nothing.
We're now the new Starlet champion. What's going on?
Hi, I am fearless princess, so why not team up?
All right, now just announced by Mr. Joel Maximo for February.
The show is called The Shadow Band, and I was like, that's kind of...
Hold on. Let me speak. Okay?
But today I got a very special guest. I got the great...
Welcome to Beyond the Barricade. I am your host, Papa Dank, and today I have a very special guest. Returning guest, actually. So let me bring to you the one, the only, Boom Harden.
Hey.
What's up, bud? How are you?
I'm all right, man. Thanks for having me on.
Hey, man. Thanks for returning, man. Mr. Herb Simmons, how are you today, sir? Hope everything is going good in Vegas at the Cauliflower Club reunion. It's a big event happening out there. All right. So, man, it's been a while since we talked, but we've seen each other around. I don't know if you remember this at a show we were at. I almost took you out. I don't know if you remember.
Refresh my memory. I'm thinking because like things happen like really, really fast, man.
It was a long time ago. I was talking to Sean like this with the mic, and then you were sitting down. And I guess you didn't notice I had the mic over your head, and you whacked yourself into the mic.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I always tell that story.
Man.
I'm glad to see you survived the mic accident and are doing very well for yourself.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Let's talk about this Sunday first at Kaiju Pro Wrestling. You're teaming up with the one, the only Valentina Vasquez in the newly formed Dragonheart against Dejai Simon and Dan Diamant. What are your thoughts going into this match?
My thoughts going into this match is to ensure that myself and Valentina Vasquez execute on all fronts and prove that Dragonheart is the best engendered team in all Kaiju Pro Wrestling.
All right. Now, what's up, Just? How you doing, bud? So tell me, how did this form? Tell me about what happened when you were in CMD to what's happening now with this new tag team.
So the opportunity with Dragonheart came about just from being in contact with the good people at Kaiju Pro Wrestling, and having a relationship with Valentina Vasquez. I've known her since I want to say 2018 or late 2017. So that's almost 7 or 6 years
Wow.
that I've known her, and since then we've built up a good chemistry, and we think that it was a good time to just form a team at a place like Kaiju, where it's an up and coming company. So there's a lot of opportunity to help grow with it.
Okay. All right. So tell me how CMD split up and what you're doing now as a result of that.
So actually, CMD has of rather it's on a hiatus just due to me going one direction and Sean going another direction. However, we have not actually officially split up as of yet.
Okay.
It's just a matter of right place, right time for certain things.
Gotcha. Well, we obviously wish Deshaun a lot of luck. He's a really good guy, and I hope he's okay. But all right. So now let's refocus on you, a Boom Harden singles competitor. After Sunday, actually, you have another event coming up. Let's bring that up. Saturday, September 7th. You have this benefit show. Tell me what you're doing at this event.
So at this event, it's going to be myself and Hector El Toro in tag team action.
Awesome. All right. Now, where can they get the tickets for that event?
You can go up to yes. So actually, they're pretty old school in terms of buying tickets. So it's first comes, first serve
Okay.
at 2 Meadowbrook Lane, New Age, New Jersey, at the American Legion Post 455.
Awesome. All right. Now, tell me your new strategy going in as a singles competitor in the future.
So my strategy as far as singles wrestling is to ensure that everything I do is as dynamic as possible, and also try to innovate. Where I think right now I'm developing a style that's pretty informed by my past experiences in Europe, and just trying to emulate certain people that I've always admired, guys like Brian Danielson, guys like Johnny Saint, but still trying to make my style very much my own. So as far as like trying to portray myself as a singles guy, it's it's just making myself a lot more crisp, a lot crisper.
Okay. So tell me about some of the challenges you faced. Since primarily you were a part of a tag team, now as a singles competitor.
I think a big challenge that I have to face is that the light gets a lot bigger when it's just you that's standing in it. So I do feel a lot more internal pressure as well as external pressure to execute and be the best that I can be.
All right. Now, tell me about your most recent singles match. Who was it with, and how did that match go about, being as it was one of your first ones apart from CMD?
So my most recent singles match I want to say was a triple threat this past Sunday at
Okay.
Pro SNR. It was
Okay.
myself against who was it? Tim Dynamite and Robbie Radke. The triple threat match, and I think that with us opening, that we pretty much nailed the directions we were given,
Right.
and we were able to give the crowd a very focused and enjoyable match.
All right. Now, tell me about any future opponents you may want to wrestle in the independent scene. Is there any that come to mind that you want to have a great match with?
Definitely, I want to rematch against my guy Samael Fawzi. He's a great young talent out of the South Jersey area who really needs to get out more. But my matches with him have been um, amongst my favorites because he is somebody who is very much as like-minded as me in terms of having a vast appreciation for technical wrestling, really all styles of wrestling, but just having like the same grit to like really get after it. So Samuel Fozzy definitely somebody I would like to rematch against. As far as somebody new
Mm-hmm.
who I have yet to actually compete one on one with, I'd have to say probably Marcus Mathers, I think I have wrestled Marcus
Okay.
Mathers before, but he's somebody who I love to wrestle again because he's grown a lot since I last wrestled him. I've definitely grown myself.
Right.
So wrestling Marcus Mathers was a lot of fun. I definitely want to get a go at it.
He's definitely doing a lot of things in Japan and stuff recently. So I think that would be a good match for you to have as a singles competitor. I'm gonna throw a couple of names at you, and you tell me what you think. PJ Savage.
Awesome. He's a savage. Love him. Good dude.
He's a good dude. All right. Let me see. I'm trying to think of some names now. Now I'm complicated. What about Darius Carter, the All Father?
Darius Carter. He's awesome. He may be my cousin somehow.
Is he really?
He may be. I've never seen any family reunions, but I think we share some kind of family name somehow. But he may be my cousin. That's stretching it though.
Wow. Breaking news. Boom
Hard
might actually
maybe.
be related.
Hard maybe. We need to get the test results back.
We need to get the DNA done. We'll have to. Serena, get in touch with Darius Carter. Let's see if this is reality. Oh man, I just saw him have a great match with Casey Navarro. Man, that's another name for you.
Oh yeah, Casey Navarro, definitely.
Yeah, quite the match that was at Pre-Combination Wrestling. All right. Let me see. Type of match you want to be in now as a singles competitor that you haven't done when you were in a group, in a tag team.
Definitely a death match.
Death match. Oh, I didn't expect you were going to say that. Okay, what brings you to the death match scene?
I have a prior experience on both working on deathmatch crews and also competing in a few death matches myself. I competed in a deathmatch tournament for a company called FM Lute back in 2021. That was a lot of fun, and I really just want to explore that realm of wrestling a lot more.
Okay. What about companies you want to work for now that you're a singles guy compared to before?
I definitely want to try to get out to AWE, Atlanta Wrestling Entertainment. They've just returned over in Georgia. Definitely want to try to get out to their company. I love to work
Georgia.
for Action Wrestling, also out in the Georgia area. I know they have this thing called Next Up, which would be an opportunity show for guys like myself who want to
Right.
get a good foothold in the company. So that's definitely a company I would like to wrestle for as well. And of course, Exodus Wrestling out of Ohio. I heard good things about them, and I definitely,
Exodus.
yeah, Exodus
Yeah.
Wrestling went good right out there and put in some good work.
They have an event this Saturday. All right, good stuff, man. Man, you giving me some good companies. I didn't mostly, everybody who's in this area will say something around here, but you actually thought about this, where you want to go. That's good stuff. What
Yeah.
about other countries? Which country would you like to go to?
Definitely Japan. I would definitely love to go to Japan. That's definitely a dream of mine.
Okay, would you like to go there to study, to train, or have matches,
To
or
train
both?
and to have matches. So I guess all three all mixed into one as the same answer. Study, train, and have matches.
All right. Now, what made you always want to go to Japan?
So even before I learned about Japanese wrestling, I remember I was a big fan of the old Teen Titans TV show, and they had a TV movie called Teen Titans Trouble in Tokyo, where they had a villain in Tokyo, so they all went on vacation there, and everybody had their own little side stories.
Uh
And I
huh.
remember Beast Boy, he sang karaoke, and all the girls were chasing after him. Um, Cyborg, he went to an all you can eat buffet and just went ham. So I always
Uh
go eat. I always want to go eat in Japan. And
Right.
Raven ended up being a spokesperson for a bubblegum company.
So is
So
Teen Titans your favorite cartoon?
it was one of them. I guess my favorite would have to be the show called Total Drama Island. That would have to be probably my all time favorite.
Oh
But
my God, I remember that show.
yeah,
Everything happened on the island. That's right. Wow, man. Man, what was that? It's been years since I've seen that cartoon, but my son used to love that cartoon. That's dope. What other shows are you watching? We're gonna jump out of wrestling for a moment.
oh, currently, Receiver, that's on Netflix, is about the NFL wide receivers.
Okay.
I'm really into that. I just got done watching The Boys not too long ago, the most recent season.
Oh, I'm down to the last 2 episodes of the season.
All right.
All right, that's good so far. But I've been watching other things, so I haven't caught up. But I'm gonna catch up hopefully next week when I'm on vacation.
Okay.
All right. What about movies? What's current movies that you've seen that are good?
I definitely want to go see Deadpool and Wolverine. That was great.
Oh, that was fantastic.
I heard good things about this movie called Trap that I've seen trailers for. I want to go see that. I
I
definitely.
heard that was good too. What about Alien? Did you see the new Alien?
I have not. I want to though.
It's good. It's very, very in the spirit of the original.
That's awesome.
Lots of throwbacks to the films. Yeah, yeah. You have. It's really. I was really surprised how good it was. I thought, it's gonna be like the others, blah blah, and then I was like, man, they really put some thought into this one. So that's all good stuff, man. I'm trying to get the freaking. I had the timeline. Somebody sent me like the Alien timeline. It's like takes place like after Prometheus and after the first Alien. So it's kind of like in that timeline frame.
Okay.
So good stuff. All right. What about hobbies? Any hobbies got outside of wrestling?
Aside of wrestling, I like to try to stay active in the gym as much as possible. I have to admit that I've been slacking a little bit, but I just need to get back on that grind. And besides that, probably reading comic books. I have a pretty hefty comic book collection.
That's awesome. Now you're talking my game now, buddy. What are you reading?
I haven't. I think the last thing I read was like a little while ago. It's probably a copy of Nightwing that I had.
Okay. I've just been reading Amazing Spider-Man.
Okay.
I've been focusing on that. That's Spider-Man's my favorite Marvel character out of everything.
He's mine too. I love Spider-Man.
I love Spider-Man. Thoughts on the films?
They're
How
awesome.
the last one ended?
It was great. I loved it.
What do you think will happen next, in your opinion?
I think that we're gonna get into the Spider Verse, and it's gonna be. It's first. It's gonna be like sensory overload because like I don't know if you actually like watching like the animated ones. It's like so much like it's happening where it's like like it's like visually overwhelming. So I already know like they're
Right.
like in the push the boundaries of animation. But I expect a very heartfelt story that like wraps everything nice together in a nice bow.
Okay, I know they delayed the Spider-Verse one, but I don't know how long. I know it's more than a year
Yeah.
because it was supposed to be just a year, and then they for whatever reason, I guess the animation, whatever, they delayed it longer. What about the last Spider-Man movie? How it ended with him starting fresh, basically. Where do you think we're gonna head to?
I think we're gonna head to I used to want to say like heading like a status quo Spider-Man kind of thing, but I think that with the direction the MCU is going in right now, I think somehow we're gonna end up back in a spot where Spider-Man ends up being an Avenger again somehow.
Okay. I mean, it's coming because Secret War is coming and Doomsday.
Yeah.
What
So
did you
like
think of Downey Jr. playing Doctor Doom?
I'm excited for it.
I thought it was amazing. When I saw that, I'm like, oh my God, what are they doing? This is like the best news ever.
Yeah, I was shocked. Like I turned my phone off. I turned it back on. That's the first thing I see. I'm like, what?
Exactly. I thought this, I'm like, what the hell? It's good stuff. I can't wait for it. Um, all right, let's get back into wrestling, man. Oh, we could have talked about Marvel and stuff for a while. All right, tell me about your signature final move. Do you have one yet, or are you in the process of coming up with one?
So my award-winning finishing move is called the Nuketown. It's a hybrid of a Falcon Arrow driver and a Michinoku driver.
Oh, okay. Maybe we see that move this Sunday at Kaiju Pro Wrestling.
I can almost guarantee it.
Wow, this Sunday, man. Everybody better get their tickets. Kaiju Pro Wrestling in Bristol, Connecticut, as Boom Harden teams up with the one and only Valentina Vasquez, man. She's tough, Valentina. So
Yeah, she's tough and she's sweet. I love her.
you picked a good tag team partner there for sure. All right, man. We're covering a lot of ground so far. What about states? I know you talked about Georgia, but what about California? Any thoughts about going to California?
I definitely do want to travel out to California. It's all about having the right opportunity and the right people to actually know out there and make something happen.
Okay. All right. Is there any companies out there? I'm not too familiar with some of the companies out
I
there.
think PWG, Pro Wrestling Gorilla, is definitely one that I'd like to work for. All Pro Wrestling as well. I know that the Santino brothers also have their own company that I like to work for them if the opportunity were available.
Right. Okay. All right. Let me see. What about thoughts about maybe doing another tag team with someone else? Has that crossed your mind, or is it you just want to focus on singles?
I think working tag teams as far as like a limited capacity um, outside of CMD is probably the best thing for me, only because um, see it being part of a tag team it like takes like a lot of your focus and a lot of your energy, and I
Right.
just think that right now is probably best that I primarily focus on my singles career, just because it's easier to keep track of like your own goals as a part of like keep accountability for the
For
goals.
someone else's, the team.
Yeah.
Okay. What about? I know Skills was watching us on Instagram. What's up, Skills? He says CMD, one of my favorite tags. What are your thoughts about coming back to wrestling is now?
But yeah, if I'd be definitely down to go back if they'd love to have us
Okay. Well, I'm talking about as a singles competitor.
as singles player. Yeah, definitely.
All right. So what about the win roster? Anybody on the roster that you would like to have a singles match with? I could think of
Face,
one. Who?
face, face.
Oh, Face. Oh man, that guy, man, he's crazy. Are you sure? Right? Face.
I want face.
I saw him have a cell match, and it was crazy, crazy. All right, what kind of match would you like to have a Face? I'm gonna have to tell him.
I'd go with a 2 out of 3 falls match.
Okay. All right, good stuff. Am I gonna see him? I don't think I'm seeing him this weekend. Not this weekend, but I'll see him soon because we're doing Win is coming back in September, so I'll see him at Win. Yikes! What about Hamlet Hertzu?
It'd be awesome to wrestle him.
He's kind of creepy. He's got the slaves, you know what I'm saying, or whatever you want to call them. Shackleton, Shackleton. Oh my gosh! Just the thought of that is creeping me out, man. Does it creep you out at all to have those guys around around like that?
At least a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. He's a little creepy, that guy. Maybe we'll keep you away from him. Let him focus on something else, man. Yikes! All right, man, we covered a lot of ground. Boom. Is there anything else you would like to talk about?
Mm. Trying to think about upcoming shows.
Okay, let's go into Kaiju this Sunday. Strategies as far as going up against Jay Simon and Dan DeMann.
Plain and simple, isolate. Take one of them, isolate them, keep them for their partner. That would ensure victory for sure.
All right, man. You feel confident going into this Sunday, don't you?
Yes, I do.
All right, man. I look forward to seeing a lot from you as a singles competitor and want you to come back to the podcast, man.
Yes, please. Can't wait to be back.
Man, I'm going to push for you, man. The one and only Boom Harden. Check him out this Sunday, Bristol, Connecticut. He's teaming up with Valentina. And this is sure to be one of the best matches of the night. I'm looking forward to seeing what Boom's got now that he's basically out of CMD. I see a bright future for you, buddy. Lots of stuff. Oh, look at this. Bethany says CMD. Hey, Boom. Lacey and I are watching. Well, hi. They're watching you, man. All right. Thank you for joining us. As for me, what do I got going on, Boom? Well, besides Kaiju, I'm going to be at Seaside Heights for Titan Championship Wrestling Seaside Showdown 2 Tidal Wave right on the boardwalk. I'm excited for that. I'm doing a live podcast with Around the Ropes from 12 to 1 this weekend. And then, of course, Kaiju Pro Wrestling Rumble in the Jungle on Sunday in Bristol, Connecticut. Tiffany Avatar, my buddy, is going up against Nahir Robles. And they're going up for that Phoenix Division Championship. Excited for that. That's happening. And, of course, Boom Harden will be there with Valentina Vasquez in action. Rumble in the Jungle. I got some. I don't want to forget my friends out here in Long Island as NYWC presents Hotter Than Hell this Saturday, August 24th. If you are in Long Island, come to NYWC. It's going to be a great event. Amity LaVey, who's very unhinged. I don't know if you know her. Boom, but I would just stay away. She likes to pull out pliers on people. But anyway, she's taking on the notorious Mimi. And Sal Savelli, the NYWC champion, is taking on Papadon this Saturday. Hotter Than Hell, NYWC. Get your tickets. Support my friends over there. A lot of stuff going on. NWA is going on tour, and they're going to be here in Queens, New York next month, Boom. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
That's freaking so dope to have them come out here. And as part of that, I'm doing NWA week next week. I'm going to have some NWA talent on. Adriana Mosley is going to be on next Friday at 9 p.m. because she is in the Burke Invitational, man. Look at that. Adriana, I'm so proud of her coming to NWA. She's doing big things, man. And on August 31st in Philly, it's going to be Adriana Mosley in the Burke Invitational Gauntlet. So she'll be on to talk about that. I also have my pals coming on. Where are they? The Country Gentlemen next Thursday at 9 p.m. AJ and Casey Kazana, the Kazana brothers, who are coming on to talk about this NWA event. And then AJ's got a mini UK tour coming up, and we're going to talk about that as well, Boom. Isn't that some good stuff?
Yeah, it's great.
Make sure you guys who are in Philly on Saturday, August 31st, go to NWA 76 as Billy Corgan got a special announcement regarding the future of the NWA. Go support NWA, please. Also announced on my podcast, I'm returning to the big event New York coming up on November 9th. And my first guest announced will be the one and only Cotton Candy Princess, Tiffany Avatar, joining me right there. Big event. Make sure you get your tickets. It's going to be great. It's always good. I have Isaiah Wolf coming on tomorrow night. Look at that, Isaiah Wolf. First time on the podcast, man. Coming up next, the MCW champion, Gio Savage. Coming up next this Thursday, actually, at 8 p.m. Want to check that out. And then I have Trigger Bohannon coming on Thursday, September 5th from SWA. That show's coming up in a couple of weeks. And then I got a podcast coming up next at 9 o'clock. So stay tuned for that. Everybody have a great night. We'll see you in Bristol, Connecticut. Right, Boom?
Yes, sir.
All right. Stay tuned for that.